When it came to the arrest, the faculty at Columbia said that was an unprecedented assault on student rights. On the other side, Jewish members of the community said Shafik wasn't doing enough to protect the students on campus. In May, I spoke with one of those students who personally experienced extreme anti-Semitism, causing her to move off campus for fear of her own safety.
My expectation for the university is that President Shafik needs to find moral clarity and a backbone, or she needs to find a new job. The fact that she allowed this to go on for so long is disgusting. I lay the majority of the responsibility for this on her. This should have been ended in October. And if it wasn't, it should have been ended in November and every month after that. And this should not have been allowed to go on for 3 weeks. Most countries don't negotiate with terrorists. There's no reason that Columbia University should be negotiating with them.
All these months later, Katie is back with us. Welcome to you. You recently graduated from Columbia University. Thanks for being here. First of all, how do you feel about this resignation?
Well, thank you again for having me. Well, I'm certainly happy and relieved to hear that this president, who, as I said previously, just clearly lacked the leadership skills and moral clarity necessary for this job, has now left her post. I'm unfortunately not optimistic about Columbia's future, because Columbia has a decades-long history of anti-Semitic rot that is still in that school. Just the other day, Columbia SJP, Students for Justice in Palestine, posted that they are Westerners who are advocating for the total eradication of Western civilization. That is the people who attend this school. And unfortunately, that's a lot of the people who teach at this school as well. And so while, as I said, again, I'm happy that Shafik is no longer in a position of power, she is certainly not the only issue. And this is a significant, widespread issue that expands not only to extreme anti-Semitism, but extreme anti-Americanism. And really anti-morality is what it comes down to.
What do you think, Katie, is necessary of new leadership in addressing this issue and enveloping some of your concerns and others about personal safety? What does the next step look like?
I think it's very complicated. I think new leadership needs to immediately adopt a zero-tolerance policy. There needs to be no tolerance for hate. There needs to be no tolerance for terrorist support at our school or in this country. And I think that needs to be shown. The previous administration showed over and over and over again that you can break the rules and we're not going to do anything about it. The pro-terror protesters had their first protest on October 12th, 5 days after the massacre, the butchering and rapes in Israel, and of American civilians, 6 of whom are still held captive as hostages in Gaza. They held this protest before Israel ever defended itself. That showed their intentions from the beginning, and it should have been cut off then. And the fact that they have allowed this to go on just proves that there is just this deep embedded hatred and awful, immoral ideals that are in the school, and it needs to be rooted out. And unfortunately, I think that's a process that's going to take a lot of time, admitting clearly different people who are able to critically think and not be brainwashed by this terrorist rhetoric. And also to get new professors who aren't teaching the Palestinian-Israeli conflict classes and saying that Hamas's attacks were awesome and amazing.
And is it incumbent upon students like yourselves and others in the Jewish community to have a louder voice? And do you feel as though you have the platform and those feel confident on campus coming into the new semester to do so?
I think absolutely we feel that we have the platform. We've been blessed with the platform on stations like yours. And around the world. I think the world and the country agrees with us. I think they know what is morally right and what is morally wrong. And they see that this is an issue of clear good and evil, and it affects not only the Jewish people, but Americans around the country. And I think that in that sense, we feel that we have allies. But unfortunately, on campus, there really is no outlet for us other than Hillel and Chabad, and there's just no support. Minouche Shafik claimed that she was holding all of these listening sessions and that she was talking to Jewish students, and maybe one or two, but as far as I know, all of the leaders have not really had a chance to speak to the administration, or if we do and we continuously report stuff, nothing gets done about it. And it's just proved that they really honestly don't care to fix the problem.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.